Welcome back to Behind the Business. Today I am chatting with one of my good friends, Jonah, who is a business coach for magicians. We are at a pretty similar stage in business. You've created a lot of success. You've made a couple mil altogether.
I guess.
You would have, yeah.
Something like that.
And so you've got a lot to share. We do things quite differently, both work, and I think that that's going to be really cool to hear how, guess what, there's not just one way to run a business, and you can pick and choose the things that resonate with you and implement it, right? I guess, did you want to give a quick rundown about your journey to becoming a coach?
Yeah, so I ran a podcast since 2016.
Whoa.
And yeah, long time, and put out weekly episodes. I was always too afraid to sell stuff.
Who was the target audience?
Just magicians.
Yep.
So I would interview world famous magicians, and I knew when I started it, I'm going to mention a bunch of internet-y names, but like I read Tim Ferriss's stuff, and then I was a fan of Pat Flynn's podcast. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, Smart Passive Income, and I was getting a degree at the time, and it just it became so clear to me that like if I built an audience, then at some point I could sell something useful, and I didn't know what that was, but I knew that like at some point I would be able to sell something. So I started the podcast, kind of put my head down and worked and interviewed people and just like built a list and knew that at some point I would sell something. I was deathly afraid of selling stuff. I sold a $30 t-shirt that didn't make any money or really make any sales. I sold a book that made me $1,000. I mean, I literally spent lots on the podcast and the team and the whatever. And in all the meanwhile, I was doing gigs. And then basically in the
fucking amazing magician, by the way.
Thank you. I'll do a trick for your people at some point. And then during the pandemic, there was a very weird... I actually had launched a coaching-y thing before the pandemic. It was more like accountability. I think that actually has more to do with my like self-doubt, that I was like, I can't really teach you anything, but like I can definitely, if you show up, we'll get work done together, like, you know, like help with that. And then I did, during the pandemic, there was a big movement of virtual magic shows, which is crazy, but companies would have employees, like 100 employees, nothing to do with them. So they would invest in like activities you do over Zoom. So I really, like me and my business partner popped off doing virtual magic shows. And because I had the platform, because it was a new space, I basically followed the like ConvertKit mentality that Nathan Barry, who's the founder of ConvertKit, has mentality of like, you know, learn in public. So I just learned in public, and I was like, hey, I learned this new software that I use in my virtual shows. Here's how I do it.
This is my favorite kind of content, is like in the moment, like documenting, learning, sharing.
And by the way, like I learned how to use a software, Ecamm Live, in that moment. That's the software we're using to record this right now. So like I learned how to do these things out loud, and I would just like have a workshop and like a webinar, and people would come to it, and like half of them I didn't really sell anything, half of them it was like an affiliate link that like broke and I didn't really get paid at the end. Like it's like just like I would do a webinar, and then people would be like, how do I give you money? How do I work with you to help me like do this? And I didn't really have anything, so I like kind of built out a program, a lot of one-on-ones. I very quickly, because I had a lot of demand, because I was putting a lot of workshops and stuff together, and I had a big audience that I never really asked anything of, so I had a lot of demand. And I did one-on-ones, and I very quickly got to about like 150K a year, like 15K-ish months. And I was doing, my phone is what's shooting this, but I wish I could show you the calendar back then. And it was one-on-ones all day long. Wake up, unlimited one-on-ones. Because part of my incredible offer was, you know, you get this group thing, you get this content bank, you get unlimited one-on-ones.
So you weren't joking just then when you said unlimited one-on-ones?
No, I mean I would wake up, like people had to book them, and they'd be in the calendar, but like part of my offer was unlimited one-on-ones, and I'd be honest with them. I'd say, look, you can have however many one-on-ones with me you want to work through stuff. However, just so you know, if we're doing a one-on-one every day, it means you're not doing the stuff. Like you don't need to do that, because like
Did anyone ever abuse that?
As it actually was a great offer. For as many people abused it, there was people that didn't even use it and used the other thing. So it actually evened out to something reasonable. And I think as a very top tier offer, to say we can work together for 6 months, you have unlimited one-on-ones, is sick. It's such a sick offer to say, like, you don't necessarily are like, oh, how do I spend this? Like if you're like budgeting your like one-on-ones with a coach, like but like Otherwise, you like just work. You just like get stuff done. Like, hey, I wrote the copy. Can we go over it? Yeah, great. It's good. Okay, go. Okay, boom. Shot the videos. Can you like look at these? Like, it's actually like good. Even as a coach, like your clients get really good momentum because they're just like they know the next step is just booking their call and like just do it. And I learned that from a coach that I used. And then I transitioned from that to group. That went swimmingly. So good. Scaled. Hit like $2,700 months. Oh, sorry, $27,000 months. COVID ended. All my messaging was now officially wrong. People would join the program, and after a week, leave. And everyone was all of a sudden using my Love It or Leave It that no one was using, and nothing else changed. The only thing that changed was that COVID was down, which means virtual shows were down, which means they were buying something, and just so all of the videos and all of the content and all the messaging was about virtual shows. And I tried to like turn it, first I tried changing the offer, but then they would join and then the content wasn't right. So I had to change the content, but even like my content for teaching people how to get magic gigs in the real world was not up to pace as what it was in COVID, because I was doing that for 3 straight years. So like that content was shit. So like I watched the business go from $27,000 a month, very month after month down until hit about 9 or 10. I actually was in Taki's program early when I got to the 27, and then when I hit 10 is when I joined his black belt. And then very slowly, like I would have like a jump and plateau and jump and plateau and jump and plateau. And a couple people would join a year, but basically I would run even now it's kind of like this, but I basically like ran a strategy maybe 1 to 4 times a year. And one of them would pop the fuck off. And like, I'd be like, holy fuck, that was rad. And then like, it's hard to duplicate a strategy because you do it for the first time. Like if you're like a price raise campaign. Oh my God, unbelievable, so good, a bunch of people join. The next time you do a price raise campaign, even if it's in a year, just doesn't have the same luster. Or if you do whatever, like things like that. So that like a lot of my growth would be like, oh, I went to a magic convention, got a booth, was fucking unbelievable, closed like 8 clients from that booth. The next year I got the same booth at the convention, closed 2. Next year I did it again, nobody, stopped doing a booth. It's like that kind of thing still happens to me a lot, but like, which sucks because shiny object syndrome sucks, and it's like better to do the thing that like works all the time. And I have people that join regularly, but that's kind of like my story. And now at basically hovering at around low 60K months.
USD.
Thank you. I'm trying to make it consistent 60K months. It's been consistent like 58 or something, but I'm just getting like deposits for our annual retreat. And so it's like, it's going 68 and then 60. So it's like, I would love to really make sure that they're 60, but like
60 and sustainably growing. Yeah?
Right. But I just mean like, I definitely want to hit that number and not dip under again. Like I want to just like sail above that. Exactly. So, yep. And that's basically where I'm at right now. And I've closed every program aside from the one. It's actually funny. Just this week, all of the final payment plans for my smaller group coaching program have ended. So I'm getting all these notifications.
It's nice, clean energy.
It's clean, exactly. Which actually means that I've got a little more work to do to hit the 60, whatever. But I run now only one program. It's a mastermind. I have 60 members. I have one offer.
My nervous system just feels so calm hearing that. Like one program, one price point, like such a simple business model.
And I still have weird energy about it because I decline a lot of people, which sucks because there's so many people that want my help. What's
the pros and cons though? Like what would be the pros of having another
The pros of having a small program is that like
additional revenue.
For sure, additional revenue. It's also like fucking easy to sell a thing that's like $2,000. I sell it off a Google Doc. Like I don't even do sales calls. I can sell it in DM. Like I just like can run like a campaign every now and again and get people aboard. It's a pros. The cons, the biggest number one con for me is, first of all, it's really hard for me to pick stuff that is low-level strategy and not high-level strategy.
Not give it all, yeah.
Right? And not just give it all away for a cheaper price, which I don't want to do. Yeah. Yes. And then the real problem for me is that the people who join the I'm Just Starting program don't fucking do the stuff. And it makes the like, I get on like a monthly call and I'm like, hey, remember last month when I told you to do this and all the videos said do this? Who did this? No one? Great. we're about to spend another 57 minutes answering your questions, but all of your questions are what if questions, because none of them are, hey, I did the thing, I need help and support on it. And I would like just watch my fucking cortisol spike every time I did these calls, because like, first of all, they wouldn't fucking come to the calls, and if they would come to the calls, they didn't fucking do the stuff. And I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, why did you come to the call? And like, look, I have empathy, because first of all, the strategies that you teach for people who are starting are not strategies that allow them to like spend money. Like, I don't want them to run an ad. They've never run an ad. If it doesn't work for like 2 straight weeks, they're like, what the fuck? But I'm like, bro, send some fucking cold emails. Like, do this outreach. This will work. But that's like, they sign up and I'm giving them legit work. So like, I understand. And also, a lot of people, you know, you get a dopamine hit when you join the program. So like, I spent $2K. Yes, finally I'm taking the program seriously. And like, it's like, no, bro, now you have to do the stuff. So like, that's a tough thing for people that have never run a business before. You're like, yeah, I finally, it's
Were
like,
you ever that person? Like, what's different between those that, because like, I wasn't that person. Like, if I invested in a program, I took action, you know, sure, maybe not in everything, and I of course had my moments, but like, I've just been a driven person and I really want the outcome. So like, what were you? Because there's a different, like, some people get out of that new phase and many don't.
You're
What's the
telling
difference?
me every course you've taken, you've devoured?
That's what I mean. Like, I didn't do every part. Like, I didn't necessarily go to every call, do all the things. But like, if I purchase something, like, I go through the thing that I need and I implement that.
I don't know. I mean, I relate to those people. Like, how many fucking softwares have I bought and then been like, how the fuck am I still paying for that software? I haven't fucking touched it after the first month.
I definitely have that with a few.
So, but it's like that, right? Like, maybe just the gauntlet of stuff that you've purchased has been either like more expensive or easier to implement or whatever to like allow you to just like give it a real effort. But I mean, how many books have I bought that I didn't read? How many how many LinkedIn posts of like, comment this and I'll send you my playbook, and I comment, I get the playbook and I didn't even open the link. Like, I mean, whether I pay or not, I mean, obviously the more you pay, the more you care and then you do it. Yes. But like I think, I mean, different for everyone, but I think we all, especially in the online business space, like we all like buy shit and don't use it or use it a little or half-ass it or whatever, and like, maybe you less or more than me, but like it sounds like you use and implement a little more than I do.
But like obviously you did too, or you wouldn't be here. So I guess I'm just trying to unpack like, what is it with some people starting out that actually take action and do the work versus like those that purchased your program and don't? Like, what's the difference?
I mean, like, I think I'm sure you see it on your end of like, your top clients who pay the most do the stuff, and your bottom clients who pay the least don't do the stuff, or a lesser percentage.
There are some outliers.
Of the outliers on both ends. But like, if I was to make a guess of the average, like the cheaper the program, the earlier you're in the space, the more like. You told me something recently of like someone who reached out to you to say like, hey, like I'm in this completely different business space, but like your stuff would be helpful. Like, should I join your thing? And like, that person is fucking aimless, man. And I don't mean that as an insult, but I mean like, she doesn't even know what problem she's solving. She's like, this is a smart person online, maybe she can help me. Versus the one who's like a business coach who's doing $10,000 months, who books your highest level thing, who's like, she needs to help me switch to group and learn how to run an ad. And like, of course she's gonna do this stuff. She's like, she understands what problems she solved. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So I just think like, depending on like your revenue level and your clarity of what you're at and like, you know, what you buy and like, you know, and also I will put blame on myself and just say that I was not giving those lower level program people the same volume of effort that I'm giving the high level program people, because how the fuck can I be? It's fucking $2,000 for like basically a year worth of content and support and whatever. Like, I'm like, I don't even book a one-on-one. Like, I can't, right? Like, it doesn't work for either of us. So like, that's why I closed it down. Yeah. Is I just said like, I know that I'm half the problem of like, I'm not giving them the effort that they deserve for.
Because you're trying to make it accessible and then you've got your limits.
And then they're also not doing the fucking stuff. And also like, the mastermind, my like MRR group coaching program is the best thing I've ever made. And the other thing is not. And once upon a time it was, because the other thing is actually the price point of that original program that I sold that actually hit me to $27,000 a month. That was actually the same thing. It just morphed and morphed and morphed and morphed. And then I launched the mastermind as like a MRR that I can benefit from. And then all my energy went there. And now this is like the skeleton of what remains of an old thing, whatever. And I'm like, just time for me to say bye. So like, you know, of the pros is like it made extra money. Like all of the people that aren't qualified for my bigger thing, I have a downsell for them. Like I have something to offer them. Like I basically have something to offer. The way it works for me is the one is like magicians who are starting, and the other one is like magicians who make at least $25K a year already and are growing from there. So the fact that magicians who are starting means that any magician it's a unique industry. I mean, imagine like playing guitar, right? So like if you just play guitar for fun, and then you like somehow get inspired to like do a gig and you think it's dope, like that person could be my client now, which means that every time I meet a magician ever, any of them could be a client. Now, most magicians I meet could not be a client because most of them have never done a gig. You understand what I mean? It's like one of the cons is like my TAM, like I just fucking shrunk completely, and I do spend most of my time saying, no, sorry, you don't make enough to join the program.
Wow.
Like, no, sorry, for this reason or that reason, like, you can't join, which sucks. It does suck, but I only have so much effort and bandwidth. I'm also still a full-time performing magician, so I don't have the effort and bandwidth to run 2 programs and do gigs, and, like, I don't have that. So I'd rather just, like, make this one thing the best fucking thing ever, and, like, it already is.
And you do a great job at that.
It already is. So I am only, I guess, what was the 10? So I'm only 8 months into having just this program, maybe a little less. 7.
Do you feel better?
Hard to say. Feels slightly simpler. I'm really good at starting things and really bad at stopping them. So I do so much that like I felt my efforts and delivery for the lower program slipping through the cracks for bits of time, so I just killed it.
Sounds like it was the right decision.
You know what? I think it's the right decision for right now. I think I should focus my energy on this. My ultimate end goal with the mastermind is 100 people close the doors and wait lists to get in, and that's it. So because that's my ideal outcome, like selling other shit is a fucking distraction. Like I just want to hit that outcome. Once I've hit that outcome, is sort of what I'm telling myself. Once I've hit that outcome, I can sell other fun, cool projects, a workshop of this, a one-day thing, a come into this, or whatever, which is basically like added dollars and added people who get great results so that they're really excited to join the mastermind and be a part of that community and like just build that like demand. But yeah, I think it's like really simple. And also, fuck, if the mastermind has 100 people in it, it makes $1 point something million a year, which to me is like...
You're sweet.
Enough. Like, that's a really solid number. And, like, I don't need to... Like, I love the Alex Hormozy idea of, like, I'm going to give away fuckloads of awesome free content and just trim off the top the people that are a fit. Like,
willing to pay a real premium.
Right. And so, like, it means I get to make dope stuff, give things away for free. Like, I just thought, like, that program that people paid $2,000, you know, for, that small program, let me just give it for free as a lead magnet. Like, how fucking sick is that, right? And, like, let people go through it and get real fucking transformation if they really want to do it, and then they can join me in the big one. Like, so that's my mentality around it.
I love that. Okay, so when we met in mid-2024, since then, you've, like, doubled your business revenue, right? More, right?
In mid-2024, I may have hit my first 30K month, but I was hovering around the high 20s.
Yeah.
And now I'm in 60. So 2 to 3x.
Yeah. So talk to me about what supported you to actually do that in that time frame. Because back then you were at a place that a lot of people stay plateaued out. Like, what did you shift mindset-wise or strategy-wise or both?
I wish I had a sexy answer. I don't. I attended some in-person conferences and got a booth, like magic conventions, and got like a booth, like trade show booth. That was great. I generally send emails, like to my list.
But did you send more? Like, were you not
sending them?
There was
a couple moments where I like was on a fucking roll. So like after when we met, for like a good period of time, I was sending 3-ish emails a week.
To grow your coaching business?
Yeah. Yep, 3-ish emails a week to the list of 2,000 to 4,000 people, which would help get some people in. Just got a little louder. I was actually going through with Ethan like where my last like 20 clients came from, because really it's like 30 clients difference, right? Like for my business, it's like a difference of like 30 clients. So I'm like, okay, where did they all come from? So it's like, okay, 10 came from a booth at a conference. 12 came from basically their relationship with other people who work with me and got great results, so word of mouth. And then about 8 came from miscellaneous but content and brand. So like a couple from ads, a couple that have been in the newsletter forever, a couple that listen to the podcast forever, a couple that like I've been friends with in person and they're like waiting for the day that was right and the right day came. Like, so a little bit of everything. Yeah, so about a third came from in-person-y stuff around magic conferences and conventions, booths, lecturing, speaking, whatever. So call it speaking. A third came from word-of-mouthy things, and a third came from general content brand and like people who like it was finally time. I think something a friend of mine said, which is like, I was just chatting with you about this, is like, I was asking about his funnel, because his thing is like kind of a similar vibe where like people join his list, and I was like, what's your funnel look like? He's like, well, they join the email list and then eventually they join the program. And I'm like, well, how long does that take? And he goes, somewhere between 3 days and 4 years. And I was like, oh, like that. Like on one hand, it felt really sad because I was like, I want a clean funnel. Like your funnel is so clean. And like, I want that. On the other hand, it actually kind of feels like right in a way, which is like, I make good content. I have brand. Whether it takes you 3 days or 3 years to decide that I'm your guy,
you will eventually decide when
it's
it's right.
fine with me. I'm gonna keep making, and that's like sort of my big epiphany now, is like just like put good stuff out a lot. And like the people that join me from being at conferences is because I had an hour-long conversation with them at a conference about their business and just like supported the fucking shit of them and said, do this, do this, do that. There's a guy, it's such a great story. I had a booth at this conference. This kid came up. He's like making like $12K a year doing magic. And he was like, hey, I want to join. And I said, here's the problem. You're not making enough. We have a $25K a year minimum. So you have to be making $25K a year to join. I said, but let's do this. By the way, what I would do at the conference is I had a booth and I had a sign and it said free magic business advice with an arrow down. And people would come, and all these other booths, people like bought like little tricks and knickknacks. They'd come to my booth and I would go, here's how this works. I'm not trying to sell you anything. If you want to work with me, there's a QR code, you can scan it. But really what we'll do is let's chat for like 5 minutes about your business. I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to give you a couple pieces of advice. I'm going to give you the piece of paper. Go run with the advice. If you want help, you can scan it. I'm here. If you don't, it's free. Take it. That's all I did. And I had like 40 people, 50 people that I got a chance to speak to. So this kid is like 13 or, no, 16. And he was making like 12, 15K a year. And I was like, you can't join. You're not a fit. And at the time, I had closed and opened that smaller program. So at this moment, it was closed. So I said, I don't have a smaller program for you. It'll open eventually, but I don't have it. They give me a piece of paper. I just like asked him questions about his business. I'm like, great. Step 1, do this. Boom. Step 2, do this. And I have horrible handwriting. Step 3, do this. Step 4, do this. I'm like, run with it. And 6 months later, he had a 30K. His 12-month rolling average was $30,000. He goes, I did all this stuff. I'm ready to join. And he joined, and he actually just left the program, which is sad and a bummer for its own reasons. But like, he did $200K a year as a magician.
That's amazing.
But like, that is what I want out of my funnel. Is like, I'm gonna help you. You're gonna win, and then when you want more help like that all the time, and support and whatever, like I'm game. Let's do it. And I have actually quite a few of those stories. I have another guy who reached out to me on Instagram. For some weird reason, I shouldn't have booked a call with him because he wasn't qualified, but he was just like a young kid and like had a spot in my heart. And I was like, let me book a call. I get on a call with him. I'm like, hey dude, like it's supposed to be like a triage, like a 10-minute call. And I'm like 3 minutes into the call, I'm like, hey, dude, look, I'm just stop you here and just tell you, like, I can't help you right now because you're too small and I don't have anything for you. But instead of spending the next 7 minutes of the call, like, doing nothing and me asking you questions, even though I know you're not a fit, like, let's just spend it, like, tell me about your business, I'll tell you what to do. And then when the time is right, if you do all this stuff, I promise you'll win. And if you do this stuff, come back to me and you can join the mastermind. I'll help you crush even more. And then we did it, and I was like, hey, by the way, I wrote a book. Let me just give it to you. Like, here, I just emailed him the book. I'm like, just take it. I just had, like, a lot of love for the kid. Like, he was, like, 15. He was, like, in high school. And literally 3 months, 4 months, he did the stuff, came back, made $40,000 a year, last 12 months rolling average doing magic, joined the mastermind. He's been with us for 2.5 years. I about 8 months ago, I flew out and visited him in LA. You know?
That's amazing. That kind of leads me on to the next thing I want to talk about, because it's interesting, like, you've had like 2-3x your business, you know, in a year or so, and yet you said you've only, quotations, signed like 30 clients in that time, and that's because one of the things you are the best at in your business is retention, and you've sort of alluded to that a few times in these stories. So tell me about your mindset and approach around retention, because that's like one of the biggest things you prioritize.
First thing I'll say is what separates me from probably a lot of the people that you work with, and I know because I know a lot of coaches, is like no one has a smaller niche than me. Mm-hmm. Like,
yeah, you've got a small niche.
Like nobody has a smaller niche than me, which is actually great for a lot of reasons, but it just poses its own challenges. Like for you, you will never run out of coaches, business coaches who need help.
Just
like,
gets more and more every year.
You will never run out.
Yeah.
Like the ads will never run out. For me, like, I mean, technically it gets more each year, but like there's a really limited number of English speaking magicians who are making at least $25,000 a year who want to grow. Like that is like really fucking small. So because of that, I think I have a little bit more of a, like each lead is a bit more important. Each person, like I have mutual friends. No one has ever joined my program. We didn't have mutual friends. It's never happened.
Wow.
That's quite unique. I can't burn through people in the sense of like, it's really bad if someone joins, pay $2,000, I never see, and they have an okay result, and I never see them again. I don't believe you deliver an okay result, but you could. Like they would be like, she was good. Which is like good, like everybody wins, right? But for me, I'm like, I can't have that because like they go and
reputation touches everything.
Literally,
yeah.
It's like really well, it's tied. So like I like really have to crush it, and
kind of a natural good incentive, and
good.
Also pressure.
And pressure.
Yeah.
And also, I am friends with all of them, and I am connected with people through all of them, and it's heavy, like it's important and it means a lot to me, and there's a lot of reputation and a small market. So because of all of those things, my mentality is basically like I really don't want them to leave. They are my friends. Like my clients are my friends.
Yeah, I love my clients like that as well.
Yes. Like, and I'll tell you about the visiting thing, which is like really my friends. But like my clients are legit my friends. So like I am fucking gutted when they leave. Gutted. Like, I'm not like, oh, you didn't choose to sign again? Well, dude, what a pleasure. Like, whatever.
It's like a breakup?
I'm like, no, bro. We fucking have so much fun at the retreat in Mexico. Like, are you joking me? Like, you're making $200,000 a year. Like, what is it to spend, like, $12K to have all of this friendship and support and people and Q&A and whatever? Like, what? Like, it's like, I'm, like, baffled. I'm, like, hurt, right? So, I care a lot about retention. So I do a bunch of things for retention.
That I don't know anyone else that does, by the way.
I am the only one I know that does it. Anytime I tell any coach about what I do, their jaw drops. They're like, you're a lunatic.
But I love it. But
it's beautiful, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
People in even not the coaching space, it's so funny when I tell them what they do. They're like, so what I do is I go and visit after a member has been, so my minimum agreement is 13 months. And then when a member has been working with me for 18 months, I fly out and see them wherever they are in the world.
Wherever they are in the world. So like.
The reason I'm here is because I was visiting a client in Auckland and then I'm going to visit another client in Melbourne. And I live in Canada. So that is as far of a flight as can be. It doesn't get further.
And Jonah just like has a literal full-time job just traveling the world, living his best life whilst making 60K months, traveling to go see his small pool of clients to keep them, like build those relationships, those friendships, help them, and he's willing to invest all of that time, money, effort, energy to doing that, to focus on retention. I think that's so unique. And
cool. they don't pay for it. Like, I just tell them I'm coming. And the first couple times I like crashed on their couches or whatever, and then I was like, it's not the point. Like, I don't want to burden them for me to come. Like, I want it to be beautiful and awesome, and I want to spoil them, not burden them. So like, I book a hotel, I book a flight, I book a hotel, I fly out, I see them for 3-ish days. Some of them, if they want and if it works, we like put on a show together, which is really fun. And people are mind blown that I don't try. I buy a bunch of their meals, you know, and it could cost me like
thousands.
It could cost me like these specifically cost me a lot of money because I flew across the world and like business class.
But then some are like interstate, like really
like it could cost me like $700 for the flight, $1,000 for the hotel, another like few hundred for meals. So it could cost me $2,000. But they don't leave.
Yeah.
They stay.
They keep paying you $1,000 a month.
Correct. And like, this is
cool mindset, by the way.
I think so too. And I also think that like, fuck, your CAC, like your cost to acquire a client could be $2,000. But what's your CKC, your cost to keep a client? Mm-hmm. Like, why are we all spending money on the front end to get them and then never again?
Yeah, this is why like I teach something called the retention builder to my clients of like, you know, like this is why you've got to have a no-brainer offer, but you've got to have like your unique process in place for like how do you actually keep the
them.
Clients.
Like, plus, I would way rather a client I already know who already loves me, who can already support and already help for another 6 months than a new face, which like they may leave and they may this and all this like drama.
It feels a bit more like transactional. Like I love long-term mentorship because through time, like any relationship, the relationship typically gets deeper and deeper and better and better.
And you get them and you get their like shtick. And
which means you can help them better. And it's just like this beautiful win-win thing.
And like, I just think as a tangent, I know we wanted this to be shorter, but I don't give a fuck. I want to just talk as a tangent, like it like, let's say I run like a conference and I get a bunch of speakers. So it's like I ask you, I'm like, hey, will you speak to my clients? Well, I have a couple options. I can say to you, you know, how much do you charge? You're like, oh, to speak, I charge $5,000. And I'm like, cool. The economics don't make any sense. Like, I'll give you $200. That's a fucking insult. But if instead I go, sorry, I can't pay anything. And then you do it. And I ship to your house is a bottle of wine with like, I made a fun logo with your face on it. That's like a whatever, like, I don't know what I call it. And then a handwritten thank you card. And, hey, you know, while we were there, you told me your favorite thing is this chocolate and a bag of chocolates. That costed me less than the shit stipend that I offered you. It cost me like $70. But like, fucking, you'd be over the moon and thrilled and you'd fucking speak at all of my things, like forever, right? And like, that's how I think about this stuff, which is like, when I fly and see them, I go and like visit their family and I like hang out with their kids. And like one of them I did it, like this guy's got like 7 kids and 2 of his kids have partners. And like, so I'm like sitting around at the table. It's like, I don't know, it felt like a summer camp, you know? And I did a close-up magic show for their fucking family, for a magician's family. I did a show, I produce shows with them and I fucking make sure they get money. I buy them dinner, like take them out for drinks. I'm like, one of them, this is so funny. One of them lives in Texas, but he's obsessed with Disney. So I said, hey, I could come visit you in Texas, or we could go to Disney World. And he was like, let's fucking go to Disney World. So we spent like a day working on the business, and then he fucking showed me around Disney World. He loves it there all the time. And we had the fucking best time. And by the way, it was so much fun. I put out the bat signal to the other members. I was like, hey, me and this guy, I'm going to visit him. We're going to Disney World. I need a day and a half with him, but we're going to be at Disney World in these days. If any other clients want to come, we'll be there. Come hang.
And did people do it?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
We had 5 of us there, and it was so much fun. So that's a crazy thing I do, which it is good and bad to it, obviously. I think it's tough. I can't grow at a lightning fast rate because then I fuck myself 18 months from now to go and see everybody. But as long as I add about 20 to 30 people a year, not everyone stays.
You're also Yeah, like you're playing the quality game over the volume game.
Correct.
But you do it properly, so your
Correct.
revenue is, high and growing, at a sustainable
Correct.
way. But you also get a really cool lifestyle in the process too.
Yes.
Because you're not playing such a volume
I'm
game.
single. I'm like young. I'm like all of these. Basically, it's all around being single. But like, if I had a partner and kids, this would be a psycho thing to do. But
true.
I don't. And like, even when I did have a partner, it was actually a tough conversation. Is she was like, "You travel too much," and I was like, I hear you. I'm happy to problem solve against it, but also every time I fly and see someone, their LTV goes up by like $8,000, which means I can take you on a trip wherever the fuck you want, whenever. So like, what would you rather? Like me be gone an extra week and us go anywhere whenever you want all the time and me pay for every dinner ever, or not? Like, and that's, I'm not the relationship coach. Maybe one of you is, but like that's its own, thing. But yeah, so because of my like lifestyle right now, it's a dope lifestyle. Like
everything's got its seasons anyway.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
or
yeah.
wrong,
And
doesn't
pros
really
and
matter.
cons and whatever,
Like, this
like,
is like what's working for you right now, and
Yeah.
you're leaning in on that, and that's allowed to evolve.
And the other thing I do, which is actually an even bigger piece, is that I run a yearly retreat. And if you've been in the mastermind for at least a year, I pay for everything. You just pay for your flight. You just have to get there. And I do it at all-inclusive, which means it costs me probably it's like 4 days long for the hotel and food and drinks and all the other bonuses like the printouts and the photographer, the videographers, all that. It probably cost me about $1,000 a person. Which is, they pay $1,000 a month, which is 1/12, 8% of what they pay a year. And what the fuck other expenses do I have? I mean, I pay a couple coaches to help support me, but like, if it costs me $2,500 a year to deliver to someone who pays $12,000 and never leaves, like, what a great trade. That's fucking sick. Like, that's what I want, So that's another thing that's good. And this year I have, of my 60 members, I have 47 coming.
Amazing.
So it just shows how many people look forward to this and accept the gift
The
of
generosity
me paying for
that's
it, and like,
yeah.
and we have a fucking blast. We have a great time together, and
I have so much fun with you. I can't imagine 47 other magicians.
Well,
Like,
I'm unique. Like there are some that are as fun and sociable as me, and there are some that aren't. So like, obviously there's a gambit around it, but we
still,
intentionally we intentionally go to an all-inclusive so that we can fucking do crazy magic tricks for people and have a blast. So like, those are things I do around retention, and I'm not. People still leave, but
I think that's normal. Like
normal.
Like,
I think I'm in general per year doing. It's generally under 10% leave per. No, that's not right. Under 15% leave per year.
It's really good data.
Which is really good.
Yeah.
Like, I think the industry standard is like 10% a month. Like, what if you have 100 people, like a month, 10 leave, and like that's why you have to like fucking add whatever 20 a month. It's like 8% a month or something crazy.
Yeah.
So like, maybe I'm getting that numbers completely wrong. I don't actually remember the data, but like, no one has it that you have 60 members and 6 leave a year.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. And then if you add 20 or like whatever. So like, I actually, like I said, I don't grow at a pace that like, that's one of the things that we're jamming on is like how to do that a little bit more. But if I can sign 1 to 3 clients a month, that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
It adds me 20-ish clients a year. And even if I lose 6 or 8, which I'm gutted every single time, but even if I lose 6 or 8, like that's like a healthy pace. And I can't add 20 clients in a month. I'm like, how the fuck am I going to visit you all in 18 months? Like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
So like, me adding 1 to 4 a month is like probably about right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of what I do.
That's absolutely sick. Is there anything you feel like we haven't touched on that you feel like would be important to share or add? Yeah.
I'll just talk one more thing about delivery, which is that as another point on retention, I have a team of 3 coaches, 4 actually, 3 who are magicians who are part of the program who I pay to be like mentors and coaches, and then 1 who's like our ads guy, similar to your Ethan. And we meet twice a month, all of us, me and the three coaches, we go through every name on the list, and each of them has a responsibility to reach out to, like, everyone's assigned a third of the group every month, and they each have the responsibility to touch base with those people twice, and they also have the responsibility to do one-on-ones with people as they require them. And I don't want people to need one-on-ones. I would rather they don't. Like, I would rather everything happens inside the group, and for all the great reasons. But we really, I really stand by what I'm about to say, which I tell clients on their onboarding is like, I told you how it works. I told you the rules of the game. I told you what you need to do. I told you this. Also, we will fucking do whatever we need to get you the damn result, even if it's not in the books. Like, if I have to fucking spend 4 hours with you on a call to write the goddamn copy to get it done, I will do it. Yeah. If one of my guys has to do 20 mock sales calls with you so that you feel the confidence to actually say the price on your sales call, we will do it. Like, nobody on my team will say, whoa, that's not part of what we do here. We don't do that. It may be a bad strategy for you to do that, because it'll take you a long time. If you're like, hey, I need to book a one-on-one with him to set this up, I'm like, the videos are there. You should just do it. If you need a one-on-one with him, you can, but he's on a 2-month cruise contract, so it's going to take a couple weeks to do it, and his Wi-Fi is shady on the cruise, so that may not be your best way of doing it, but if you want that, fuck it, yeah, we'll do it. Our team never says oh God, you're crossing a line. As a matter of fact, they reach out and they reach out to check in. If someone it's yeah, man, 100%, and they report back to me and tell me, oh, this guy needed this thing. I'm like, cool, if you need support, tell me. I even book one-on-ones. I was telling Ethan this today, but sometimes people, again, one other interesting thing about the group, tangent to come back, is that because I want 100 members and close the door, what I don't want is a machine where people join, learn my strategies, and leave. What I'm actually trying to build is a community where, as time goes on, once upon a time when I had 8 members, people would learn my strategies. When I had 20 members, people teach each other strategies. I have something called a 10K mastermind, which means every month, one of the members teaches one thing that if you were to implement it in your business, it would be worth at least $10,000 to you. At the end of every one of those calls, we take a vote. I say, honestly, be 100% honest in the chat, no or yes. If you implement the stuff that he just taught, will it be worth at least $10,000 in your business? The answer is always yes. As time goes on, I want more of that. As time goes on, a new member should come and not just go, holy fuck, Jonah's maybe if I add up all the tricks that you have, all the really useful, it's a dozen or 2 dozen, right? 2 dozen of someone gets Sophia's system. It's these 20 things or whatever, or what puts it all together. Sure, they'll have my 20, but I want them to have another 40, another 50. So I'm like, bro, I don't demo at, I don't run Facebook ads, but this member does. He crushes it. There's 3 trainings on it. He did them all. So go and watch it and learn it. And when you're both on a call together, ask him about it and feel free to message him. I'm sure he'll help you. He's an active member. So as time goes on, I want it to transition to being more of a community and more people supporting each other. So that's part of, I forget what the point of what I was saying that was, but
Me too, but this is great.
Yeah, but that's my ideal outcome for it, is basically that it's a group that supports each other, and that a member stays because I help, because we push them as a group, because it's a gym membership that you remember to do it, but also because you can get feedback from more than just me. And I think it's not a group coaching program in a way that is for my benefit. It's for their benefit. There's fucking people doing awesome Oh, I remember what I was going to say.
You talking about delivery, yeah.
Yeah, if a member wants to innovate and do something that I don't currently do, but I think is a wise idea, I will book however many one-on-one calls with them to help them with it. Mm-hmm. So I have a member, I'm really excited about the idea of using VSLs in the magic business. I've talked about it on live coaching calls with everyone and saying hey, I haven't done it yet. For me, my timeline is about doing this in 6 months. I have other things. I'm going to be traveling, whatever. If anybody wants to try to do it,
I'll help you.
I will write copy with you, and I will direct you. I will help you as much as I possibly can, because it pays for the group to have members innovating. If I can support them in the innovation, then it's amazing for everyone. So that's that's again another thing where I'm just like pushing for the group, for the community, for the members. And I've had people tell me point blank, like, Jonah, I make $200,000 a year. This costs $12K. This is the reason behind a lot of my growth. All my magic friends are here. This is where I want to be. You pay for my fucking trip every year. Like, I'm never leaving. Like, I have no reason to leave. And I'm like, awesome. That's what I want, man. Not just because it helps my business grow, but also because I'm just like...
You're in the right place. You're happy. You're learning.
Right.
You're growing. You're improving. Yeah.
I love you. We're friends, man. Like, I love that, like... I know it's weird, like, we're friends and you pay me, but, like, I love it, man. Like, I'm invested in your success, and you're invested in mine, and you're invested in the success of the group. I just had someone post in the group and just be like, fuck, you guys are so great. Like, I stole one of your strategies, and I used it, and fucking a client just told me how dope that is that I did it, and, like, I would never be innovating at this pace if it wasn't for this group, so.
And I remember you telling me yesterday, actually, that one of your other, like, mindsets behind retention and all of this sort of stuff, and, like, amazing offer delivery is making sure that you're always bringing that innovation and new things to the table, so people always have something to look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's part of the reason, again, another, like, pro-con, but, like, I'm a full-time performing magician as well, which is fucking psycho, because I'm traveling 170 days a year visiting clients, and then when I'm home, I'm doing gigs, which is, like, crazy, and I book another magician. But thankfully, in my magic business, my business partner, who's another magician who I book out, allows me to do whatever the fuck I want with that business, and I use it as a battleground or a testing ground to teach that if I do something and it works, I get to tell my people, do this, it works. If I do something and it doesn't work, I get to say, hey, I did it, it didn't work. I don't recommend you doing it. Like, I haven't figured it out, so I can't help you with it because it didn't work for me. So that's awesome, and I really do try to innovate, and it is... I think the ideal is like your situation where you're a business coach coaching other business, a coach who coaches other people how to coach, which is like meta, but it's also beautiful because you're like, you know how you joined this program? Do that. I'll teach you how to do that, which is like meta and beautiful. So I don't have that like meta beautiful thing.
You have two businesses to do that, whereas I can do it within the one.
Right. So that's a beautiful meta thing, but I actually get to go like, this is what I do. I'm going to teach you how I do it. And then I get to go like, yoink, there's the playbook, which is
that's
probably,
cool.
It's also probably what most of your clients do. Like, you probably don't coach that many other people who coach coaches. They probably, maybe
there's a variety,
chunk,
but yeah.
There's a good chunk, but you like relationship coaches.
Yeah. A lot of
mindset
coaches.
And mindset and whatever. And like, so those people, like, you'd think a relationship coach gets to go like, hey, I've had a 20-year marriage, like, here's how I did it. Or like, hey, I freaking date, like,
you'd hope so. You'd hope there's the embodiment part.
You'd hope so. And also not necessarily true. Like, I always joke, like, Oprah Winfrey's financial advisor doesn't make more money than she does. So, like, you can invest in a coach who can help you even if they don't have the result, as long as they've helped people get the result. But yes, I think a lot of people can probably relate to, like, they're coaching something that they used to do or also currently do or whatever on the side. And the pros and cons is, like, such a pro that I am able to innovate and test and try stuff and teach the stuff that works and share that stuff didn't if it didn't. And also, running two businesses is exhausting. Either one of them would be 3 times as big if I only did one, but I'm just like loving it. You know, like, performing is fun and coaching is fun and the mastermind is dope and I love doing.
And the way you're doing it gives you the lifestyle you want, the money you want, the freedom you want.
And also the lifestyle and money and freedom I want right now. And there will undoubtedly come a time where this traveling thing all the time is fucking overwhelming. And I say, hey, here's what I'm going to do. If you joined the mastermind 18 months ago in Q1, I'm going to spend 2 weeks at this villa. I rented a villa. Come if you want. All the food is paid for. All the accommodation is paid for. Come, we're going to hang. Here's the calendar link. I want you to block off actual time so we have one-on-one time and it's not like a fucking just a community hang, even though that's great. Like, so I've been brainstorming like that there may come a point. What's the more
sustainable way?
Yeah, that there may come a point where I have 4 hangouts a year and maybe I invite everyone to
Australia,
literally,
right?
like
one
so
country.
There may be like a different way, something more sustainable, but for now,
it's working.
I mean, it's working, and also, like,
embrace the season you're in.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
This year I've been to
we're 2 months into the year,
2 months
mind
into
you,
the
and
year,
listen to
yeah.
this.
It's 1.5.
Yeah.
It's the middle of February,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, and I've been to Pennsylvania, LA, Ohio, New York, Denver, where was I just?
Toronto.
Toronto's where I live, yes. Here, which is just hanging with you, I'm going to Melbourne, and then the other one was
Auckland?
Auckland, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like 8 places. Like, it's crazy.
Fuck,
it's middle
that's
of
actually
February.
insane.
Yeah, and it's fun and exhausting.
Yeah.
True. And by the way, one of those was for a magic convention. Wasn't visiting a client, but that was again a place where I'd got a lot of clients from, so I just like go. So yeah.
Absolutely sick.
Cool little biz.
Thank you so much for sharing all of that. That's
Of course.
so helpful for people.
Hopefully it's useful. Also, I don't know if this is unique, but I think a lot of the times in like these podcasty things, the person who is being interviewed, like also like could support your clients. Like you interview someone who's good at ads and they're like, hey, like hire me to run your ads. Like exact opposite. I have nothing to sell you. I work with magicians. So if you have any question about anything I said, I'm Jonah, Jonah.
I was just about to
Babins
say,
Magic.
where can people find
I'm
you?
Jonah
We'll link it
Babins
below.
Magic on Instagram, and like just message me and I will just tell you everything. I have no secrets and I have nothing to sell you. So like you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I love when people say that to me because like you're always worried about DMing someone. They're like, join my fucking thing. You're like, no, I just want like help. Like ask me. If people are watching this, if they want support, ask me. We're really close friends. I'll do her unlimited favors, like whatever you want. So like if any client or even whoever's watching this, like message me, ask me. I'm happy to help. And like, again, I may just have to DM you and voice note you because I may be like traveling or whatever. But, you know, send a message, happy to help. And yeah, super fun.
Thanks so much. You're the
Of
best.
course. Same here.